we appreciate all of you being out here for this very solemn but important milestone. As you know, we are here to commemorate the 10th anniversary of the Westport, Massachusetts animal cruelty case. This was a case that made national headlines. It became the largest case of animal abuse not only in the history of New England, but in the history of the Northeast. More than 1,400 animals were discovered on a farm property just 7 miles from here. Those were the animals who were still clinging to life, and tragically many more had already perished due to the rampant abuse, neglect, and cruelty. The gruesome details of this case are unavoidable when discussing the hellhole, or the farm of horrors as many still call it, and we can't ignore the past, nor should we forget it. But these unimaginable circumstances are also what make our survivor stories so powerful and so emotional and inspirational, even now, a decade later.
10 years ago, a Coxet Veterinary Clinic received a call from the ASPCA after they were deployed to what would become one of the largest animal cruelty investigations in our nation's history, right here in Westport, practically in our backyard. The case involved approximately 1,400 animals, ranging from fish to horses. The ASPCA urgently needed medical supplies and manpower, and our team immediately stepped up to help. Staff members volunteered wherever they were needed, with teams assigned to specific areas of the property to evaluate the animals, assess their condition, provide triage, and administer treatment wherever possible.
It is my pleasure to introduce Wendy Taylor, founder and executive director of West Place Animal Sanctuary. Not only is Wendy the driving force behind 20 years of farm animal rescue and wildlife rehab that has benefited thousands of animals, she is one of the Westport emergency responders. She spent 5 months on the scene, got a first-hand look at the suffering, but also the hope and the resilience seen in so many animals.
Thank you all for joining us as we honor the survivors from the Westport case who are still standing, and remember those who are no longer with us. When I started West Place in 2007, I specifically chose to serve farm animals. Not only are we located on the farm coast of New England, the population of farm animals is greatly underserved and underrepresented within animal welfare. In 2016, 10 years ago, I was still practicing law full-time. West Place had me and a few weekend volunteers and no paid staff. Then a call came from a number that I did not recognize. It was the National ASPCA officially asking if West Place could assist with a cruelty case. The inhumane conditions, the sickness, the suffering, and all the death at our feet when we arrived is something that is so seared in my mind, it will live with me for the rest of my life. So I took in 67 of those 1,100 rescues, and we have rehabilitated them and celebrated their lives every day for so many reasons, but also because the rescue did not end in July of 2016. It had only just begun. When I noted that the rescue is not happily ever after, but that it is merely the beginning of years, even decades of daily care, Sadie, one of the survivors, is a perfect example. The animals that survived were sick. Sadie had scabby mouth, bilateral conjunctivitis, pneumonia, and disbudding complications. She had a shelf of medicine that was dedicated just for her, just to pull her through and to get her to survive. Sadie and our other survivors are a testament to the high level of quality care that West Place gives every day, but also an example of what is possible when animals are treated with dignity, respect, and proper nutrition, housing, and physical and mental enrichment. As we recognize our Westport survivors, we do that every year. But today and this year is especially meaningful. Hooah, everybody. Not only is it the 10th anniversary, but Sadie is still standing after a medical emergency just a few months ago. She spent 6 days in the hospital unable to walk, stand, or even sit upright. We weren't sure if this was end-of-life care, since we do not know her exact age, though she is at least 12 years old now, which is old for a goat. But Sadie is as tough as they come, and she has made a dramatic recovery. And as you can see, she is still going strong, and she is still standing.
How many animals do you have now?
So we have about 100 animals above ground. That is including our horses, sheep, goats, alpaca, emu, partridges, pheasant, quail, baby wildlife. We're in the middle of baby wildlife season. We also have ducks, and the list can go on and on. And then in the pond, we do fish and turtle rescues, and the pond is loaded with fish and turtles. We have several dozen turtles from rescue cases and 39 fish, which again did very well after the Westport case, and now we have about 200 fish.
How did this property come about? Do you live here, or has this always been with your organization? Or
I do live here. It has
Okay.
not always been with the organization. I actually bought this in the late 1990s out of foreclosure. This became my family home, and it just so happened when West Place came to be, we had enough land here to get it started. I did think that West Place would only be here for a couple of years, and then it would get its own property and it would move on. And little did I know, in the nonprofit world, that's not as easy to do as it is to say or think or hope. So here we are, 20 years in, and it's still here.
do you rely totally on donations? Do you have grants?
So we do grant write, we do events, we do fundraising, we rely on private donations, donations from businesses, people's mandatory distributions, everything. We will take it however we can get it. Farm animals cost 10 times more to care for than dogs and cats do. So the more help we have, the better.
Right. So what do you overall want everyone to know about West Place?
If you have not been to West Place, you are missing out. You should definitely come and visit us. We have a lot of opportunities to do that. We have pop-up Saturday tours. We have spring and fall and winter visitor weekends. We do winter bonfires. You can also book a private tour, a chicken experience, a couples tour, or at least go on our website at westplace.org and look us up, read about us, look at some of our great videos. You'll see a lot of our content. You can sponsor an animal. There are so many ways to get involved. You can also volunteer if you're close by.
That sounds great. Thank you.
Thank you so much.